Hi everyone, this is Ramanuj Mukherjee. I'm CEO of 𝘆𝗲𝗶𝗶𝗲. I'm going to tell you an interesting story, okay? And I have actually gone live. This is not a scheduled thing I have just done. I'm just doing this randomly because I want to tell you one story. Uh, so I was 20 years old, and this was in Calcutta. And one day I just went to this startup Saturday. Okay, it's an event. I just read about it on Facebook that there is this event called Startup Saturday that is happening, and I was curious and I just went there. And there was some when I just entered, there was this guy who was giving a presentation about a data protection company, data protection software that he has built, and he's raising venture capital and he's running this company. He's an IIT graduate. So I heard his presentation, and when he was done, he stepped out and for a smoke break, and I followed him followed him outside because I had read about these data protection rules that came out in 2008. So you can understand this is a story from more than 10 years back. I was a law student, and he was so he didn't know about the data protection rules. So I told him, and he gave me his business card and said, keep in touch. Normally, if you go to events, you meet people, they say, keep in touch. You don't really keep in touch, do you? Nobody does. But I did. I continued to send him a lot of articles on data protection. Every time I'll come across any data protection related articles, I'll just send it to him. So after a couple of months, I had no expectations. I was not doing this as a strategy, I was just doing it. And after 2 months, this guy called me and said that, I'd like you to come down to our office and meet you and meet. I said, okay, what is this? I was curious. I went there. So he asked me if I can draft a NDA, a non-disclosure agreement that he was signing with some investors. I drafted it, and then he kept inviting me, and I would go and I'll spend more time at this startup, see them work. In fact, the idea of or the passion for doing a startup in a way came from there for me. Okay, and but soon I was working on a shareholder agreement, and the startup at some point tried to hire me also, but I didn't want to get hired as an employee, but I continued to help them with their legal work. And it was an amazing experience. I worked on FDI transactions and I had to figure it out. I learned it from seniors who were already working, and I made it happen. And it was really, really enriching experience. And this is how I found my first client. And I was just a law student, right? And I got paid, right? Good people, you do good work, they pay you. And this was my first one. The second one I found was when I was sitting in NUJ's library and I was working on something. One gentleman came and sat next to me, had some questions about how to use Manupatra. I guided him, and that relationship developed over time. And few months down the line, I was working on a project by Larsen and Toubro, and they invited us after seeing our work to go to Bombay, meet the team in person at L&T offices. Imagine, I'm just a law student. And then there is the third client was when I was traveling back from Bombay after meeting L&T. I was coming back in the train compartment. I met one person who heard me and Abhyuday talk about the work we were doing for L&T, and he said, "Look, I am also going to Bombay to meet Salman Khan for this Calcutta-based company to sign him as brand ambassador. And I don't know if it will happen or not, but if it happens, would you draft the contract?" By the way, that did not happen, but very soon they were signing another actress for a jewelry brand that they were running, and it was a conglomerate of companies, and we drafted one contract for them. They wanted us, or we did, and after that, more work came through. And this is how I'm just trying to tell you is that if you're thinking that how will I get my clients, it's impossible. It's because you're not looking around. There are people around you who need your help, who need your services. And I was a law student, so I couldn't provide legal services. So I actually set up a legal risk management consultancy and started provided management consultancy services. And it was, I mean, it's a great learning experience. So if you are somebody who's having this intention of starting your own law firm, if you want to someday start your own legal startup, maybe, I don't know, and this is the problem that stops you, that how do I find my clients, then definitely join me today from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm doing a workshop where I will be training you for this. All right. So 6 to 9 p.m. The where do you have to register for the workshop? Okay, you register on 𝘆𝗲𝗶𝗶𝗲.com/corporate law workshop. Okay, 𝘆𝗲𝗶𝗶𝗲.com/corporate law workshop, and I hope to see you there. It will be really amazing. All right. So see you at the workshop. Take care. Bye bye.